Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be answering a question. This one was by Anyssa Martinez. She says, so many great ideas in this video. It would also be interesting if you shared some of your photo album in a video and talked about a memory that each photo makes you think of. So I'm going to be going over some photos that you've probably seen on my channel before because I don't have a ton of photos, but I guess let's just start with some photos that I have on my personal Facebook. Oh my word, this memory is, I do remember this. This was December 2004. This was the first time my sister had ever come to see me perform as a Disney character. In fact, it may have been the only time my sister ever came to see me perform in Disney World. She lived in California at the time, and she is there with her 6-month-old daughter, so she had just had a baby. My sister is 10 years older than me, and she has a son named Roberto, and he is in this photo. He's about 2.5 years old here, and he was meeting me. So my nephew was meeting me in character as Princess Jasmine, and he did not recognize me. And you can see on my face, look at how I'm smiling. I remember being in such shock that he did not recognize me. Not only was I in shock because he didn't recognize me, I was also in shock by how much he was talking to me and the Aladdin who was performing, who, by the way, that Aladdin who was performing next to me was the very first Aladdin who I ever performed with. And I'll leave a link in the description box below on a video where I brush on him. But I guess it must not have been particularly cold that December because obviously I'm not wearing her winter wear. I feel like it kind of gets colder here in Florida in January. Yeah, so I was just over the moon to be meeting my family, and yeah. The next photo that I'm showing is one of my husband and I in Morocco. And I remember I was about to get off work, and he met me out at Disney World, and he knew that I was working at Epcot. He knew that I was in line, and he was just waiting for me to pretty much get off of work. And he came to visit me. This must have been one of my last sets of the day. And he came to visit me over in Morocco, and I'm just so glad we have this photo. Yeah, I'm looking at Jasmine's wearing a little bracelet there, and she used to wear that bracelet. She does not anymore, and that outfit for that matter. But yeah, so I was just over the moon, excited to get off work and be able to go run around the parks with him. We used to love going in all of the shops and doing window shopping and eating at the restaurants when we were in our 20s. And so there we are. This next photo was taken in Cinderella's castle at Magic Kingdom. So if you've ever wondered what's inside Cinderella's castle, this image here gives you an idea. There is a fancy mirror with tapestries on the wall and also like stone type wall. I think I was on a break and I was just wandering around the castle inside, looking around and taking pictures with my phone. At that point, I guess I had a camera on my phone, but that was towards the end of my time being friends with Jasmine. Oh, and there's a picture of the elevator inside of Cinderella's castle as well. The next photo I'm showing is of, once again, at Epcot in Morocco. And this is by that lake in the middle of the World Showcase. And this photo was taken by a random photographer who gifted this photo to me. He gave me several different sizes, and I vaguely remember him. I just remember he had a big, huge camera. It was a fancier camera than what you would see a normal guest carrying. And that pose that I'm doing there was very typical for me when I was performing Jasmine. I often had my hands on my hips and a foot out, pointing the toe, smiling. The next photo is of Rachel Henkel and I feel like we worked together on more than one occasion, but it was very rare. And so here she is as Snow White, and there I am as Jasmine. Happy, happy day. This was in Norway, You can't see the background because I took it out, because I seem to remember one of the rules for taking photos backstage at Disney is you had to take it in front of like a wall. You weren't supposed to allow Disney's behind the scenes magic to be shared on social media. You know, social media wasn't as big as it was today. Like Instagram didn't exist. Facebook wasn't really big or a thing. But yeah, you had to hide the backstage Disney. Yeah, I seem to remember we took this right before we were going out to do a dining set experience. So the next photo that I'm showing is with Aladdin, a friend of Aladdin, and he and I were trying to recreate the photo where Jasmine and Aladdin are sitting on the roof. I feel like this photo would have looked more realistic if we would have actually been sitting. We were standing up against one of the studio buildings in the back of Hollywood Studios. It might have been like the costuming building or one of the parade float buildings, I forget which, but we were backstage somewhere outside when we took this photo. He and I always had a lot of fun. I have so many good memories with this Aladdin, so yeah. So the next photo is with another Aladdin friend, and this was taken, again, I had blocked out the background. Obviously my editing software and/or skills were not very good, but we were backstage in the break room of Morocco when this photo was taken. And we were just laughing and having a lot of fun. You can see on his face that he's laughing and I'm smiling, and we were two peas in a pod just having a blast. And yeah, so whenever I look at this photo, I instantly think of that break room in Morocco. It was in a trailer. It's where they had this amazing band at the time called Moroccan that is no longer playing at Disney. So sad. They were really great, but I think they used to want more money than Disney wanted to pay them, but they were really good, so oh well. And this next photo, I am not blocking out the backstage Disney. This was actually in the break room in Norway. You can't really see much though, but I guess you can see the flash of the mirror that was behind us. But this was Nina. She was a server at in the Norway restaurant, and I hope she doesn't mind her photo being up, but I loved Nina. She just was friends with all of the Disney princesses. She was a Norwegian server who decided, you know what, you girls are all hidden away back there. A lot of the servers didn't really interact with us. I don't know if they thought we didn't want to talk to them, I'm not sure. But Nina decided that she was going to be our friend, and she went out of her way to be friends with us. And we, at least me and her, we really bonded. I remember meeting up with her several times. We've kind of lost touch over the years. Now, she moved around. She traveled so much. This girl was a world traveler. And she, like last I heard, she was in Colorado, then she's in Hawaii, then she's like skiing in the Swiss Alps, then she's in Miami. So I don't know, it's hard to keep up with this chica, but she was a blast, and I love that I have this photo with her. So the next photo that I'm showing is myself in the parade, and I don't know who sent me this photo. I feel like somebody on Instagram sent this photo to me, but my hand is covering up the Aladdin's face. But I remember this day. I remember that this was the day that one of the managers at Disney's Hollywood Studios, which I did not get to work at Hollywood Studios nearly as much as I would have liked to, but I was so happy because I guess we did a really great performance in this parade, because the manager made sure to tell everybody how wonderful we had done. He was like, you, Aladdin and Jasmine, you guys were amazing. You guys were great. Spot on. This Aladdin was so great, by the way. He was probably one of the best Aladdins that we ever had working at Disney during my time there. I don't know if anybody has ever topped him that I've seen. Every time I've gone back to Disney World since working there, I feel like no Aladdin has really lived up. Maybe one. The next photo that I have is a vague memory. What I remember most, Miko was always super fun. He was a handful though. He would get into so much mischief. I felt like all set, I was always telling Miko to like behave and shame on you, Miko, or something like this, you know, stealing food from people's backpacks, very naughty. But what stands out to me is that I am wearing the winter wear for Pocahontas, and by the way, I feel like I kind of made a ridiculous Pocahontas, but you know, I tried my best. Her hair, look at that hair, you guys. But that winter wear outfit did not keep me warm. It was so cold sometimes, and I felt like the wind and the cold air just went right up that skirt, and my hands would be frozen and I would be shaking. I specifically remember a manager telling me, you need to stop shaking, like, and I was like, or shivering or something like that, and I'm thinking, I am freezing my tail off. How can you tell me to stop shivering when I am freezing? Like, why didn't they move her character indoors? I don't understand, but such is life. This next photo that I'm showing, I don't necessarily remember it being taken. What I do remember is that this photo was featured on I want to say it was like Disney Ears or Mickey Ears. There is a publication that is only available to Disney cast members. And if you want to comment below if you know the name of that publication, I forget. It's been a few years now. I knew it. So, but I used to read, it was like Mouse Ears or something like that. But it got featured in a publication for Disney cast members, and I don't know why they had spotlighted Rafiki's Planet Watch. Maybe it had to do, I want to say it had to do with her and the anniversary of the movie. Like, it had been 20 years since her movie had come out, something like that. That's why I love that photo, and so when I see this photo, I think of that photo got featured in the Mouse Ears or whatever it was. The next Pocahontas photo that I'm showing, this photo, I blacked out the background. As you can see, I put like some funky forest photo, and I'm actually with a pug, and you're thinking, how is it that Pocahontas is with a pug? Because back in the early 2000s, Disney used to have a kennel at the front of Disney's Animal Kingdom, and so people who would bring their animals to Disney would have to check their dogs at the kennels. And now, you know, people just walk around Disney World with their dogs. You know, dogs are on airplanes, dogs are in stores everywhere now. Emotional support, I don't know what you want to call it, or maybe people just don't mind dogs going everywhere, I'm not sure. But back then, dogs used to have to be kept in a kennel at the front of Animal Kingdom. Well, a family had brought a pug in, and I happened to be in the front of the park that day. Again, it was for the anniversary of the film, like the 20th anniversary of Pocahontas, and the kennel people were chatting with me, and they were like, oh, we have a pug, and I was like, oh, I love pugs, because I used to have a pug growing up. I own a pug right now, but yeah, so they were like, oh, come take a photo with the pug. So we went and got a photo. I went and I sat down with their pug, whoever person's pug this was, and I got a photo with their pug. So, you know, if you ever brought a pug to Animal Kingdom in the year 2005, this might be your pug. So, just saying. And this next photo was taken with my mother-in-law, who I am blocking out because I don't think she wants to be on YouTube. But I remember this photo was taken in October, around the time that the Halloween parties were going on, and I was still very new to being Princess Jasmine. I think this was the very first time that my husband's family had come to see me in the parks as Princess Jasmine. And so I remember being so excited, and I just really wanted to impress, you know, and show them, hey, I'm performing. And so it was a happy day. The next photo that I'm showing, again, I blacked out the back because this one was taken backstage in Magic Kingdom, right before you go out to see all the Disney guests. and I was just with the genie, and he and I just wanted to pose together. You know, I guess I just wanted to capture a picture of myself performing the role of Jasmine. You know, I didn't feel like I had a ton of photos, and so I was just excited to do a pose with him. This was a pose that I used to do with Genie a lot whenever he and I were together, and it was just he and I. Especially in Morocco, there were a lot of times, like when the Aladdin would go on his lunch break, that it would be the Genie and I by ourselves. And so this was a pose that we would do, and we would also invite the guests to do this pose with us, and it would just make for a really fun photo. So these are all the photos that I'm showing you. I do have other photos, but these are just ones that I wanted to share with you guys. I've been really blessed that a lot of you guys who have met me as Princess Jasmine back in the early 2000s, you guys have sent me a lot of photos, so I'm very thankful to each and every single one of you who has sent me a photo. And if you have sent me a photo and I have not replied, maybe I haven't seen it, try to tag me on Instagram and let me know, hey, I have a photo of us together, and just tell me, because you know, otherwise sometimes I don't always get to every single message that gets sent to me, but if you keep trying and you reach out, maybe I can find you. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like this video if you liked it, share this video if you want to share it with somebody, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos related to Disney, Disney mom topics, or Disney character topics. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye.